I am so glad to be here today, to have the opportunity to connect the theme, Life as We Don't Know It, with one of the current iterations of the movement to end gender-based violence and sexual harassment. Let me tell you about a girl. She lives in a world where she has the same education as every boy. She is not judged by her beauty, whether that's her body type or her racial ethnic identity or her ability or disability. She has the same sexual health knowledge that she needs to make consensual, responsible, and pleasurable decisions about her sexual behavior, about her choice to have children or not. She has the resources to be a computer scientist or a physicist, a lawyer or a nurse, a stay-at-home mom or a professor. She can make whatever decision she wants based on her aptitude and her capabilities. She lives in a world where she has access to clean water, a long life expectancy, and sustainable food sources, no matter her geographic location. Whatever employment she finds, she makes the same amount as her male counterparts. And both in her family of origin and her chosen family, she is an equal and valued member. This girl lives in the world as we don't know it. Her life is routine in the world as we don't know it. Let me tell you about another girl. Her name is Kate. In second grade, she was lined up on the playground, asphalt playground, single file line, waiting for the teacher to call her in. Sweaty, exhausted from some chase-related game, running with the air in her hair and the shorts under her skirt so that she could run like the boys and still be dressed for morning mass. Fidgety and breathless. She waits. She feels a tap on her shoulder. She turns. His lips hit her cheek and cross her chin as she turns, coming face to face with him. Behind him, the boys giggle, hands over their mouths, some buckled over in laughter, others surprised that he went through with the plan. Stunned for a moment, the world goes into slow motion. Jolted awake by the teacher's call to proceed inside, she turns and half hits or shoves him. "Kate, get out of line. Come here," says the authoritarian voice of the teacher. "Did you hit him?" "But he kissed me." "Well, that's not nice. But it's wrong to hit people." Sad and sullen, he shuffles past this conversation. Upset, no doubt, because he really did like me. And now, with all my second grade fervor, I hate him. Leaving me, apparently having done something wrong, to deal with the consequences. Had he asked, Would things have been different? Maybe. What I do know is that consent is not enough. Amidst the gaze of the jeering boys and beneath the eyes of stained glass saints, at 7 years old, he already knew he didn't have to ask. That was one of the first times. I and many other women and some men could stand up here and tell you stories all morning long about how a girl's educational space is disrupted, how her sense of self, opportunity, and expectation of equality are slowly shattered by tiny cracks that spider across her life into fissures and sometimes brokenness. And that's just one space. What of home, the doctor's office, restaurants, public transportation, the gym, church, the locker room, or the boardroom? For some women, it is an immediate, violent taking of their body and breaking of her spirit. For others, it's a slow and steady process. No event significant enough to know whether the next comment, joke, incident, or dismissal will be the breaking point. Consent is a yes or no related to a sexual behavior. Consent is an affirmative and verbal permission to engage in a specific behavior. Yes, it is that, and consent relies on the power to make that decision enforceable, which means you have to have access to that power. Otherwise, her yes or no is a gamble of luck, one that can have death-dealing consequences. So if we are to have a requirement of consent for sexuality-related decisions or all decisions in life, we need to have power. And especially when it comes to sexuality-related decisions, that will require a significant social and moral shift to the value of women and girls. Not just women like me, not just women in the United States who are well educated, have jobs, have families. No, all women, all girls. It means we have to rethink from the bottom up that being human includes the human dignity of all of us. That radical shift will result in a rebalancing of power. A rebalancing of power in our sexual and our gendered relationships, but also a rebalancing of power in our educational, economic, national, racial, even technological relationships. That girl that we met first, she lives in a world where consent is understood differently. Consent is a capability rooted in social power. Consent, yes, To educational opportunity, yes. To diversity and beauty in all its forms, yes. To a variety of employment opportunities and equal pay, yes. To just family relationships, yes. To daily life without the threat of violence, yes. Because she lives in a world where her family, her community, and the world has decided to value 100% of its members and hold those accountable who do not. It is a world where communication is more valuable than competition, where sexual health is more valuable than sexual objectification, where creative solutions and a shared economy are more important than global banks and cheap labor, where clean, renewable water sources are more valuable than strip or coltan mining. This girl lives in a world where consent and communication, accountability, wellness, fairness, safety, and opportunity are routine aspects of life. That is life as we don't know it, but may someday be. Thank you all so much.